In the heart of the majestic Himalayas, Tibet unfolds as a region steeped in spirituality, boasting both unique cultural traditions and awe-inspiring natural beauty. Nestled amid towering peaks, Tibet is a place where the sky seems to touch the earth. Our exploration takes us into the very essence of Tibet, revealing a world where ancient customs endure and the lives of its people are as fascinating as the remarkable landscape that surrounds them. Join us on this journey as we delve into the heart of Tibet, where simplicity meets formality in the tales of its people and the charm of its terrain. In the midst of Tibet's diverse cultural landscape, we come across intriguing traditions such as fraternal polyandry. This practice involves one woman marrying two or more siblings simultaneously, typically brothers. Rooted in economic necessity and social tradition, this unique marital arrangement adds a complex yet fascinating layer to Tibetan society. It challenges our conventional understanding of family structures and beckons us to explore the delicate balance between survival, culture, and the preservation of heritage in this remarkable land. Join us on a journey through Tibet as we uncover the intricacies of this incredible region. We'll delve into the lives of urban Tibetans who skillfully intertwine the threads of tradition with the sinews of modernity. Additionally, we'll explore the nomadic Drokpa, herders of the high plateau, whose tents dot the vast expanse like stars in the night sky. Our exploration extends to the agrarian rhythms of the Tibetan agriculturalists, stewards of fertile valleys where barley and wheat sway in the mountain breeze. Furthermore, we'll venture into the serene Buddhist monasteries of the Tibetan monks, immersing ourselves in a world of spiritual pursuit and ancient wisdom. Come with us as we unravel the layers of Tibet, discovering the stories that shape its people, their traditions, and the harmonious blend of the old and the new in this enchanting land. Tibet, a land of high altitudes, genetic adaptations, and environmental contrasts. Tibet, often revered as the roof of the world, holds profound cultural, geographical, and spiritual significance. Encompassing an area nearly equivalent to Western Europe, Tibet, particularly the Tibet Autonomous Region, stands as a significant part of China. When we extend our gaze to encompass the entire Tibetan plateau, the region's size nearly doubles. Situated at an average elevation of approximately 4,900 meters, 16,000 feet, Tibet boasts the title of the highest region on Earth. This lofty altitude results in significantly lower oxygen levels compared to sea level, causing visitors to experience a drop in available oxygen of up to 40%. This thin air can lead to altitude sickness in those not acclimatized. However, amidst the challenges of high altitude, the air in Tibet is renowned for its clarity and purity. It gifts visitors with breathtakingly clear views of the stunning landscapes and vivid blue skies that define the Tibetan plateau. This juxtaposition of challenges and natural beauty makes Tibet one of the most secluded regions on Earth, offering a unique and awe-inspiring experience for those who venture into this extraordinary land. The Tibetan people have undergone remarkable genetic adaptations to not only survive, but thrive in the challenging high-altitude, low-oxygen environment of the Tibetan Plateau. This serves as a fascinating example of human evolution, responding to extreme environmental conditions. In contrast to individuals living at sea level, Tibetans have developed a distinct set of physiological responses that enable them to function efficiently in environments where oxygen is scarce. A crucial adaptation lies in their higher-than-normal nitric oxide levels. Nitric oxide, a molecule crucial for blood flow and oxygen delivery to tissues, is present in elevated levels among Tibetans. This heightened concentration enhances blood flow, thereby increasing the supply of oxygen to their organs. Additionally, Tibetans exhibit a different hemoglobin concentration in their blood compared to most high-altitude dwellers. While the body of individuals in such regions typically compensates for lower oxygen by increasing the production of red blood cells, leading to a condition known as polycythemia, Tibetans do not typically display this response. Instead, they have genetically adapted to maintain a lower hemoglobin concentration. This prevents the blood from thickening excessively, facilitating better blood flow and reducing the risk of complications such as blood clots and strokes. These genetic adaptations render Tibetans exceptionally efficient at utilizing oxygen, making them more energetic and less prone to altitude sickness in high-altitude conditions compared to individuals from lower elevations. their bodies have naturally acclimatized to the challenging environment, enabling them to undertake physically demanding tasks at altitudes that would exhaust or debilitate individuals from other regions. This intricate interplay of genetics and environment showcases the remarkable resilience of the Tibetan people in their unique and demanding habitat. This high-altitude expanse encompasses the awe-inspiring north face of Mount Everest, known as Chomolungma in Tibetan, towering at an impressive height of almost 9,000 meters, or 29,000 feet. Situated within the Himalayas, the world's highest mountain range, this region forms a colossal barrier extending over 1,500 miles along the borders between India, Nepal, Bhutan, and China. The climate in Tibet is indeed an anomaly. Despite its proximity to the equator, the elevated terrain results in a harsh and dry environment. Winters are exceptionally cold, with temperatures plummeting as low as -40 degrees in certain areas. Conversely, summers bring a surprising coolness, with temperatures rarely exceeding 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This climatic paradox further adds to the unique and challenging conditions that define the remarkable landscape of Tibet, creating a stark contrast to its equatorial proximity. Ecology and wildlife of Tibet. The challenging and extreme climate of Tibet significantly shapes the region's ecology and influences the lifestyle of its inhabitants. The natural environment in Tibet is characterized by unique flora and fauna, specially adapted to endure the high altitude and harsh climatic conditions. The Tibetan Plateau is a habitat for rare species such as the Tibetan antelope, also known as chiru, renowned for their fine warm wool called shatush. The yak, an iconic symbol of Tibet, plays a crucial role in the local ecosystem, providing residents with meat, milk, wool, and serving as a beast of burden. Other notable species in this region include the elusive snow leopard, an apex predator in the high mountains, and the Tibetan wild ass, or kiang. Additionally, the Tibetan brown bear, Tibetan sand fox, Pallas's cat, and Tibetan wolf contribute to the rich biodiversity of Tibet. To protect their livestock from these predators, ancient nomads in Tibet selectively bred the Tibetan Mastiff, a large dog from the Mastiff family. These Mastiffs retained the instincts and hardiness required to survive in the harsh habitats of Tibet and other parts of the Himalayas. Sporting a large body, double coat of fur, and exhibiting canine pack behaviors, Tibetan Mastiffs are considered the most expensive dogs globally due to their rarity. This unique breed serves as a testament to the resourcefulness and adaptability of the Tibetan people in coexisting with the diverse wildlife of their region. The unique black diamond apple of Tibet. The vegetation in Tibet is notably sparse, owing to the combination of high altitude and cold temperatures. The landscape is predominantly characterized by hardy grasslands and shrubs that endure the challenging conditions. Amidst these altitudes, Tibetans have successfully cultivated the black diamond apple, an extraordinary fruit not found anywhere else in the world. This apple is distinguished by its unique deep purple, almost black skin, a characteristic attributed to the intense ultraviolet light at high altitudes. Beyond its striking appearance, the black diamond apple is renowned for its juicier and sweeter flesh compared to regular apples. Described as having a superior taste with a perfect balance of sweetness and tartness, it has earned its status as a luxury fruit due to the demanding growing environment and limited production. Given the challenges of cultivation and the restricted yield, black diamond apples are considered a rare and expensive delicacy. Prices for these apples can vary significantly, often ranging from $7 to $20 per apple, contingent on the market and season. The high cost is not merely attributed to their exceptional taste, but also underscores their rarity and the unique cultivation efforts required to produce these extraordinary fruits. Tibet's water wealth. Tibet contributes significantly to the global water and ice reserves, ranking as the third largest store after the Arctic and Antarctic. Its remarkable landscape, adorned with lakes, rivers, and glaciers, plays a vital role in sustaining life, as 47% of the world's population relies on the freshwater flow originating from Tibet. Recognized as the Water Tower of Asia, Tibet serves as the source for several major rivers in Asia, including the Yangtze, Yellow, Indus, Mekong, and Brahmaputra rivers. These water bodies, originating from the glaciers of the Tibetan Plateau, provide essential water supplies for billions of people downstream in various countries. The region is also graced with numerous high-altitude lakes, such as Lake Namtso. Situated at an elevation of around 15,000 feet, or 4,700 meters, Lake Namtso stands as one of the highest saltwater lakes globally. Beyond their breathtaking beauty, these lakes play a crucial role in shaping the regional climate and ecosystem. The importance of Tibet's water resources extends far beyond its borders, influencing not only the livelihoods of its own inhabitants, but also serving as a lifeline for a significant portion of the global population. The delicate balance of this water-rich region not only sustains diverse ecosystems, but also underscores the interconnectedness of our world's water resources. The spiritual majesty of Tibet's mountain ranges. The mountain ranges of Tibet are not merely breathtaking natural wonders. They have played historical roles as both barriers and gateways. For centuries, traders, pilgrims, and invaders have traversed the high passes of these mountains, creating a rich tapestry of cultural and historical interactions. The mountains themselves hold profound spiritual significance in Tibetan Buddhism and Hinduism, contributing to the cultural fabric of the region. Mount Kailash stands out as a prime example of the deep spiritual connection that the people of Tibet maintain with their natural environment. Revered as a sacred mountain across multiple religions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon, Mount Kailash holds a special place in the hearts of the faithful. It is considered the abode of Lord Shiva in Hinduism. The mountain's distinct four-sided summit, resembling a pyramid and often veiled in snow, adds to its mystical allure. Pilgrims from various faiths undertake a challenging circumambulation known as a Kora around Mount Kailash. This ritual is believed to bring spiritual benefits and good fortune to those who embark on the sacred journey. Despite the allure of conquering its summit, Mount Kailash has never been climbed out of respect for its sacred status and the deeply held beliefs of the local communities. This serves as a powerful testament to the reverence and sanctity attached to this awe-inspiring natural landmark in the hearts of those who call Tibet home. Tibetan culture, symbols, traditions, and identity. The roots of the Tibetan people and their culture extend deep into history, with origins often traced back to the indigenous Bon religion and the ancient Zhangzhung culture. This early period remains shrouded in mystery, as much of its history is derived from oral traditions and later Buddhist writings. A pivotal development in recording Tibetan history occurred in the 7th century with the creation of the Tibetan script. This script, based on Sanskrit, reflected early influences from neighboring cultures and played a crucial role in preserving the cultural and historical heritage of Tibet. Beyond its spiritual and cultural significance, ancient Tibet held a central position in the broader scope of trade. Situated strategically on the Silk Road, Tibet became a nexus connecting far-reaching trade networks between the East and West. The emergence of the Tibetan Empire in the 7th century, under the rule of Emperor Songtsen Gampo, marked a significant era of expansion and influence. Emperor Songtsen Gampo played a pivotal role in shaping Tibetan history. He is credited with establishing the capital of the Tibetan Empire in Lhasa and overseeing the construction of the first Buddhist temples in Tibet, including the revered Jokhang and Ramoch temples. This period also witnessed the development of the Tibetan script and coinage, signaling the rise of a sophisticated and centralized administration. The legacy of this early era continues to shape Tibetan culture and identity, with the foundations laid during this time, contributing to the rich tapestry of Tibet's historical and cultural heritage. Initially met with opposition, the introduction and establishment of Buddhism in Tibet evolved over time to become a fundamental aspect of Tibetan identity. Starting from the 11th century, there was a notable surge in the prominence of monastic Buddhism. During this period, various schools and monasteries were founded, playing pivotal roles in shaping Tibetan society. Beyond serving as religious centers, these monasteries emerged as vibrant hubs for learning, artistic expression, and community life. From the 14th century onwards, the Dalai Lamas ascended to become both spiritual and temporal leaders of Tibet, symbolizing the distinctive fusion of religion and governance within Tibetan society. The 20th century ushered in tumultuous changes for Tibet, marked by increasing interactions and conflicts with neighboring China. While Tibet declared its independence in the early part of the century, this assertion lacked widespread international recognition. In 1950, the People's Republic of China asserted control over Tibet, leading to substantial political and social transformations. Following the 1959 Tibetan uprising, the Dalai Lama sought refuge in India, establishing the Tibetan government in exile in Dharamsala. This pivotal event marked a significant turning point in Tibetan resistance, marking the inception of the International Tibetan Freedom Movement. In 1995, the Chinese government, recognizing Buddhism as a widely practiced religion in China, appointed their own Panchen Lama. This decision came 6 years after the passing of the previous Panchen Lama. Notably, the Chinese authorities' choice diverged from the selection made by the current Dalai Lama, whose chosen successor remains concealed within China. In Tibet, images of the government-appointed Panchen Lama are prevalent, presenting a stark contrast to the legal prohibition on possessing photographs of the 14th Dalai Lama, punishable by fines or imprisonment. Many Tibetans perceive this incongruity in recognizing the next Dalai Lama as a deliberate attempt by the Chinese government to undermine Tibetan culture and identity. The prohibition extends to the Tibetan flag, which is absent from display anywhere in the country. Instead, Chinese flags adorn the rooftops of houses. The Tibetan flag, often known as the Snow Lion flag or the Free Tibet flag, is actively used by the Tibetan government in exile and widely embraced by the Tibetan diaspora as a symbol of their national identity, deeply rooted in history and symbolism. Central to the flag's design are two snow lions facing each other, symbolizing the nation's fearless and triumphant character. These mythical creatures are depicted standing on a mountain, symbolizing Tibet's geographical prominence as the roof of the world. Between them, they cradle a flaming jewel, symbolizing the spiritual and material wealth of the Tibetan people. The flag's background is composed of several significant colors. A radiant sun with its rays extending across the flag symbolizes freedom and the nourishment of all beings, a recurring theme in Buddhist symbology. The blue rays emanating from the sun represent the 10 directions of Buddhism and the universal spirit of peace and happiness. Encircling the sun and lions is a border of yellow, a hue traditionally linked to the dissemination of Buddhist teachings. Beyond the flag, numerous symbols carry profound cultural and religious significance in Tibet. The 8 auspicious symbols, known as Ashtamangala, are commonly found in Tibetan art and rituals. These symbols include the endless knot, symbolizing the interconnectedness of all things, the lotus flower, representing purity and enlightenment, and the Dharma wheel, signifying the teachings of the Buddha. Mani stones, often inscribed with the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, constitute another distinctive Tibetan symbol. Placed in public areas, these stones are believed to disseminate spiritual blessings. Another prevalent site is the prayer wheel, spun to distribute spiritual blessings and teachings. These wheels typically contain scrolls with printed or written mantras. The act of spinning the wheel is thought to release prayers and mantras into the universe, multiplying their positive effects and spreading compassion and positive energy. The significance of spinning in a clockwise direction aligns with the sun's movement across the sky and corresponds to the circumambulation of stupas and other sacred objects in a clockwise direction. Therefore, when visiting Tibet or other Buddhist countries, it is crucial to spin these scrolls in a clockwise direction. Colorful prayer flags are also a common sight in Tibet, each color representing an element. Collectively, these flags symbolize the dissemination of peace, compassion, strength, and wisdom. Thangka paintings, a traditional form of Tibetan Buddhist art, are laden with symbolism, often portraying deities, mandalas, or scenes from the Buddha's life. These intricate artworks not only serve as aids for meditation, but also act as a means of preserving and transmitting religious teachings. In essence, these symbols transcend mere representation of religious beliefs for the Tibetan people. They encapsulate a rich cultural heritage, a profound connection to the land, and an enduring spirit of resilience and hope. Whether showcased in temples, homes, or public spaces, these symbols are indispensable to the Tibetan way of life. They provide glimpses into the values, traditions, and spiritual aspirations that define this distinctive Himalayan culture. Tibetan cultural traditions. Tibet's vibrant cultural heritage is intricately woven with unique traditions, arts, and societal norms. A central aspect of Tibetan culture is the rich tradition of storytelling, serving as a means to preserve history, moral values, and spiritual beliefs for generations. Epic tales like the Guinness World Record's longest epic, The Story of King Gesar, go beyond literary masterpieces encapsulating Tibetan values, history, and cosmology. Music and dance play integral roles in Tibetan life, reflecting a harmonious blend of sacred and secular themes. Traditional Tibetan music encompasses religious chants and secular songs, accompanied by instruments such as the damnyen, a 6-stringed lute, lingbu, a transverse flute, and drums. Deeply intertwined with Tibetan Buddhism, spiritual chants are vital in religious ceremonies. Secular music often delves into themes of nature, love, and storytelling, mirroring the everyday experiences of the Tibetan people. Tibetan dances span from sacred cham dances, performed by masked monks in monasteries, to more secular folk dances in villages and towns. Beyond mere entertainment, these dances serve as mediums for imparting moral lessons and preserving folklore. Overall, Tibet's cultural tapestry is a rich and diverse expression of its heritage, encompassing storytelling, music, and dance. The role of astrology in Tibetan culture. Astrology, known as TSE, holds significant importance in Tibetan culture, intricately woven into daily life and decision-making processes. This distinctive form of astrology, influenced by Indian, Chinese, and ancient Bon traditions, shapes various aspects of an individual's life from birth onwards. Astrological charts, meticulously crafted based on the precise time and date of birth, serve as guiding tools throughout one's lifetime, aiding in predictions and important life choices. Marital compatibility is often determined through astrological analysis, where the alignment of stars and planets during individuals' births predicts harmony and prosperity in relationships. Similarly, business ventures and financial endeavors are guided by astrology, with auspicious dates and times chosen for significant activities like launching new enterprises or signing contracts. This belief stems from the notion that cosmic forces influence the success of endeavors from their inception. Moreover, Tibetan astrology intersects with the medical system, as celestial positions are believed to impact physical and mental well-being. Consequently, astrological insights inform the timing of medical treatments and the selection of specific remedies, harmonizing healthcare practices with cosmic rhythms. Amchi, exploring the holistic healing traditions of Tibetan medicine. The traditional Tibetan medical system, referred to as Amchi, offers a captivating approach to healthcare that integrates physical, spiritual, and psychological aspects deeply rooted in Buddhist philosophy. This comprehensive system employs natural remedies like herbs and minerals, as well as techniques such as acupuncture and moxibustion. Embracing a holistic perspective, Amchi aims to harmonize the body's energies, treating ailments while also emphasizing preventive care to maintain overall balance and well-being. One distinctive practice within Tibetan medicine is the harvesting of cordyceps, a prized fungus known for its medicinal properties. This activity, which involves searching for the fungus in high-altitude meadows where it grows on caterpillars, holds both economic significance and cultural importance, often uniting communities in rituals and celebrations. The role of oracles and divination in Tibetan culture. Tibetans have a tradition of seeking guidance from oracles and using divination techniques, reflecting their belief in the interconnectedness of the spiritual and material realms. These oracles, known as kuten, serve as mediums for spiritual entities and play significant roles in Tibetan society. The State Oracle of Tibet, in particular, has historically advised national leaders and the Dalai Lama. During ceremonial rituals, these oracles enter trance-like states to convey messages and insights from the divine. Divination methods, such as the mo involving dice or lots, are also common, with skilled monks interpreting the results to provide guidance on various matters. These practices are deeply rooted in Tibetan Buddhism and are viewed as ways to access wisdom and guidance from spiritual forces. Oracles and divination are respected and consulted in times of uncertainty, offering a bridge between the earthly and divine realms to navigate life's complexities with spiritual support and direction. Jator, exploring the sacred tradition of Tibetan sky burials. Among Tibetans, one of the most distinctive and deeply meaningful customs is the practice of sky burials. This ancient tradition, known as Jator, involves offering the deceased to vultures as a compassionate gesture and a poignant reminder of life's impermanence. Rooted in Buddhist beliefs regarding reincarnation and the transient nature of the physical body, sky burials take place at designated sites on remote, elevated mountains. Here, monks conduct rituals before the vultures consume the remains. symbolizing the interconnectedness of life and death and the profound connection with nature embraced by Tibetan culture. The significance of the Tibetan lunar calendar and Losar festival. In addition to sky burials, Tibetans follow their unique Tibetan lunar calendar, which holds significant cultural and religious significance. Based on the phases of the moon, this traditional calendar guides Tibetan life and festivities. The onset of the Tibetan year typically occurs between late January and early March, heralding the Losar festival, a vibrant celebration of new beginnings. Losar, or the Tibetan New Year, is a momentous occasion that signifies the transition from the old year to the new. Spanning up to 15 days, the festival encompasses various rituals, ranging from elaborate spiritual ceremonies in monasteries to lively communal gatherings. Homes are adorned and cleaned, special delicacies are prepared, and families reunite to rejoice in the festivities. While new prayer flags are hung during Losar, it is the communal spirit and the jubilant embrace of fresh beginnings that truly define this cherished festival. Tibetan polyandry. Polyandry, the practice of a woman having more than one husband, stands out as a captivating and distinctive facet of Tibetan social structure. While less prevalent in modern times, it has historically played a significant role in Tibetan society, particularly within rural and nomadic communities. This practice, deeply ingrained in the cultural and economic tapestry of Tibet, provides insight into the adaptive strategies of a society molded by its challenging and demanding environment. In traditional Tibetan polyandry, brothers would collectively share a single wife, a practice commonly referred to as fraternal polyandry. This arrangement, although notably unconventional from a Western standpoint, emerged as a practical solution to numerous social and economic challenges faced by Tibetans. The harsh climate and limited arable land in the Tibetan plateau made maintaining large families or dividing property among siblings economically challenging, jeopardizing survival prospects. Polyandry, specifically fraternal polyandry, where brothers share a wife, helped keep the family united and the landholding intact, serving as an effective resource management strategy for economic sustainability. Polyandry also had significant social and familial implications. It reinforced family bonds, reducing potential conflicts over property inheritance. In these family units, all children were considered the offspring of all husbands, fostering a strong sense of collective responsibility and cooperation. This structure provided a stable environment for child rearing, with multiple male figures contributing to upbringing and welfare. From a demographic perspective, polyandry aided in population control, crucial in a region with limited resources, by limiting the number of offspring a woman could have. Religiously and culturally, Tibetan Buddhism did not explicitly prohibit polyandry, and the practice was not traditionally stigmatized in Tibetan society. The pragmatic benefits aligned well with Buddhist teachings, emphasizing detachment from material possessions and a focus on collective well-being. In terms of personal dynamics within polyandrous marriages, communication and cooperation were essential, leading to strong, cohesive family units. The wife played a significant role, managing the household and having a substantial say in family matters. Economically, polyandrous families tended to be more affluent and stable than monogamous ones due to the combined efforts of multiple husbands, leading to more efficient land use and better economic outcomes. Despite its historical significance, polyandry in Tibet has been declining due to factors such as economic modernization, land reforms, increased mobility, and exposure to external cultural norms. Government policies, including communal farming during the Cultural Revolution, altered traditional land use patterns and economic structures supporting polyandry. These changes resulted in an increased prevalence of nuclear families and monogamous marriages. Although in decline, polyandry in Tibet remains a subject of interest for anthropologists and sociologists, challenging conventional notions about marriage and family structures and offering insights into how societies adapt to their environments. The Drokpa nomads and Tibetan agriculturalists. The Drokpa, known as Tibetan nomads, play a vital role in Tibet's cultural and social fabric, embodying a lifestyle deeply rooted in tradition and resilience that spans millennia. Their existence thrives amidst one of the world's most challenging environments, the high-altitude Tibetan Plateau. Residing at elevations often surpassing 14,000 feet or 4,500 meters, the Drokpa have forged a distinct way of life intricately intertwined with the land and their livestock. Central to their livelihood is herding yaks, sheep, and goats, animals uniquely adapted to the rigorous conditions of the Tibetan Plateau. Among these, the yak holds particular importance, serving as a multifaceted resource, providing milk, meat, fur for clothing and shelter, and dung for fuel. The Drokpa's nomadic lifestyle follows a seasonal migratory pattern, ensuring their herds access the finest pastures and water sources throughout the year. Their traditional dwellings are the iconic black tents crafted from yak hair, renowned for their durability against the plateau's fierce winds and extreme temperatures. These tents serve as mobile homes, accommodating the Drokpa's nomadic lifestyle while providing shelter and protection in the rugged terrain of Tibet. The tents used by the Drokpa, or Tibetan nomads, are essential for their nomadic lifestyle, providing portable shelter as they move several times a year. Constructed from either black yak wool or white cloth, these tents are adaptable to various weather conditions. During hot weather, the loose wool weaves facilitate airflow, keeping the interior cool, while in cold weather, the tight weaves provide insulation against wind, cold, and rain. The interior layout of a Drokpa tent typically consists of living and kitchen areas adorned with colorful rugs and fabrics. These tents, covering approximately 200 square feet and standing about 6 feet tall, feature a ventilation slit at the top for smoke and heat dispersal. The front entrance, secured with a door curtain, allows for air circulation on warm days. Inside the tents, families gather around a central hearth fueled by yak dung and juniper branches. Women engage in tasks like weaving blankets and making butter, while men oversee animal grazing. During autumn, the nomads travel to markets or trading areas to sell or exchange livestock, crucial for procuring winter supplies. The Drokpa's diet relies on locally sourced foods, including tea sampa, roasted barley flour, butter tea, dairy products, meat, and wild herbs, providing essential nutrients for survival. While their economic system is mainly subsistence-based, some Drokpa engage in trade, selling yak products to supplement income. Their proficiency in horse riding is notable, with horses deeply embedded in their culture. Horse races and skill competitions at local festivals showcase their equestrian expertise and serve as platforms for social connection and cultural preservation. Community and camaraderie are integral to Drokpa society, with mutual support and cooperation forming the foundation of their interactions. Known for their warmth and hospitality, Drokpa often welcome strangers into their tents, reflecting their generosity and inclusivity. Community and camaraderie are integral to Drokpa society, with mutual support and cooperation forming the foundation of their interactions. Known for their warmth and hospitality, Drokpa often welcome strangers into their tents, reflecting their generosity and inclusivity. In the tranquil valleys and lower terrains of Tibet resides another community closely attuned to nature's rhythms and the yield of the land. These are the Tibetan agriculturalists, stewards of the soil, engaged in the timeless practice of farming, cultivating essential crops like barley, wheat, and other staples vital to Tibetan sustenance and culture. Life for the agriculturalists in Tibet revolves primarily around the agricultural calendar, marked by the cycles of sowing, nurturing, and harvesting. Barley stands as the predominant crop, a hardy grain well adapted to Tibet's challenging climate, serving not only as a source of sustenance, but also as a cultural emblem. Alongside barley, wheat, potatoes, and assorted vegetables are cultivated, their selection contingent upon the altitude and climatic conditions specific to each region. Farming techniques employed by these agriculturalists meld traditional practices passed down through generations with gradually integrated modern methods. Field plowing, often accomplished with the aid of yaks or dzos, epitomizes the essence of traditional Tibetan agriculture. Embracing a sustainable ethos, the Tibetan agriculturalists utilize organic fertilizers, derived mainly from animal manure, honoring a farming approach that respects the natural ecosystem. Deeply attuned to their surroundings, they possess a profound knowledge of weather patterns, guiding critical decisions concerning planting and harvesting times. This wisdom, rooted not just in science but also in local lore and spiritual traditions, designates certain auspicious days for sowing seeds, guided by the Tibetan lunar calendar. Community life among the agriculturalists thrives within tightly knit villages, where social bonds are forged around the agricultural cycle. Festivals and communal celebrations align with farming milestones such as spring sowing festivals and autumn harvest festivities, serving as occasions for both rejoicing and reinforcing social ties. Family dynamics within these communities are intertwined with farming routines, with multi-generational families collaborating in the fields and passing down agricultural knowledge to younger members. Traditional Tibetan homes of the agriculturalists are constructed from locally sourced materials like stone and wood, fortified against the harsh climate, with thick walls and small windows. Inside, vibrant Tibetan textiles adorn the interiors, while a central hearth serves as the focal point. However, life for the Tibetan agriculturalists is not without its trials. The region's unforgiving climate results in short growing seasons and constant vulnerability to crop failure due to weather extremities. The Tibetan agriculturalists face challenges from modernization and globalization as younger generations gravitate towards urban areas for education and job prospects. This trend risks altering traditional lifestyles and eroding agricultural knowledge. Additionally, political and economic shifts have disrupted traditional land ownership and farming practices. Despite these challenges, the agriculturalists display resilience, adapting while safeguarding their cultural heritage. Women play a crucial role in agriculture, managing households and sharing responsibilities equally with men. Their lifestyle, rooted in tradition yet adaptable, offers insights into sustainable living and cultural preservation, highlighting the importance of their connection to the land and community-oriented practices. Rural and urban Tibetan life. The disparity between rural and urban life in Tibet is striking, reflecting a wide array of lifestyles, cultures, and traditions across the region. In rural areas, daily existence is primarily influenced by the challenging natural surroundings and the imperative of sustenance living. Conversely, urban Tibet, particularly in bustling cities such as Lhasa, Shigatse, and Gyansi, offers a contrasting panorama. These urban hubs serve as intersections where traditional Tibetan heritage intersects with contemporary elements of modernity. Amidst the urban landscape, a new facet of Tibetan life emerges. Urban centers like Lhasa, the capital city, epitomize this blend of tradition and modernity. Here, historical monasteries and temples stand alongside burgeoning modern infrastructure, encapsulating the vibrant evolution of Tibetan society. These cities serve as melting pots of culture, religion, and commerce, reflecting the dynamic nature of Tibetan urban life. In urban Tibet, residents engage in a diverse range of occupations that mirror the multifaceted economic landscape of the cities. Trade remains a prominent occupation, albeit transformed by modern advancements in transportation and communication. Marketplaces in bustling cities like Lhasa and Shigatse showcase a fusion of traditional Tibetan goods, including handicrafts, thangka paintings, and jewelry, alongside contemporary products. This amalgamation of old and new characterizes urban Tibetan markets, where the timeless artistry of Tibetan craftsmanship intersects with the demands of a globalized market. These artisanal crafts not only serve as a source of livelihood, but also serve to preserve and honor Tibetan artistic heritage. The intricate craftsmanship and profound spiritual and cultural significance embedded in these crafts underscore the deep connection between Tibetan artistry and spirituality. In addition to traditional trades, modern occupations have gained traction among urban Tibetans. With increased access to education and technology, many city dwellers are employed in sectors such as hospitality, education, healthcare, and administration. Younger generations, in particular, are gravitating towards careers in emerging fields like technology and business, which were largely absent in traditional Tibetan society. The educational system in urban areas mirrors a harmonious blend of tradition and modernity. Schools in cities like Lhasa typically follow standard Chinese educational curricula, supplemented with teachings in Tibetan language and culture. This dual approach aims to provide young urban Tibetans with the necessary skills to thrive in contemporary society while preserving their cultural roots. Urban Tibetan life is also marked by a vibrant social and cultural milieu. Both traditional Tibetan festivals and modern celebrations are enthusiastically observed, serving as occasions for communal bonding and social cohesion. Monasteries and temples in urban centers play pivotal roles in these festivities, hosting a variety of religious and cultural events. Despite the urban environment, religion remains a fundamental aspect of urban Tibetan life, evident in everyday practices such as the display of prayer flags and the presence of small shrines in homes and businesses. Iconic monastic sites like the Jokhang Temple and Tashil Hunpo Monastery not only hold historical and religious significance, but also serve as active hubs for worship, meditation, and communal gatherings, attracting not only ordained practitioners, but also lay devotees seeking spiritual solace and participation in religious rituals. The urban culinary landscape serves as a meeting point for traditional Tibetan cuisine and modern gastronomic influences. While classic dishes like momos, thukpa, and butter tea maintain their popularity, urban areas also boast a diverse array of cuisines, reflecting the cosmopolitan nature of modern Tibet. Restaurants and cafes cater to both locals and tourists, offering a fusion of Chinese, Indian, Nepalese, and Western flavors alongside traditional Tibetan fare. The impact of tourism on these urban centers has been substantial, with Tibet's unique culture and breathtaking scenery attracting visitors worldwide. While this influx has driven economic development, it has also sparked concerns about cultural preservation and environmental sustainability. Many urban Tibetans are involved in the tourism industry, working in hotels, as tour guides, or selling crafts and souvenirs. While interacting with tourists allows for cultural exchange, it also prompts Tibetans to navigate the balance between economic gains and cultural heritage preservation. Additionally, urban Tibetans actively engage in contemporary arts and media, with a growing number of writers, filmmakers, and musicians utilizing modern platforms to express their cultural identity and address social issues. This creative expression not only enriches the cultural landscape of urban Tibet, but also raises awareness about Tibetan concerns on a global scale. As urbanization and development continue to grow, environmental issues such as pollution and waste management are becoming increasingly prevalent in urban areas. Recognizing the importance of preserving nature, many urban Tibetans are actively participating in efforts to protect the environment and encourage sustainable living practices within the cities. The daily life of Tibetan monks. Traditional debates are a vital aspect of the learning journey for Tibetan monks. Through these dynamic exchanges, monks engage in challenging discussions, probing into different facets of Buddhist doctrine. These debates serve to sharpen their understanding and rhetorical abilities, fostering analytical thinking and a profound grasp of Buddhist teachings. In monastery mealtimes, simplicity and discipline reign supreme, adhering to strict regulations. Typically vegetarian, the meals uphold the Buddhist principle of non-violence. Silence envelops the dining hall, enabling the monks to consume their food mindfully and appreciatively. In certain monastic settings, monks embark on daily alms rounds within the nearby community, accepting food offerings from laypersons. This tradition not only nurtures ties with the local community, but also underscores the interconnectedness between the monastic and lay populations. Afternoons in Tibetan monasteries are dedicated to personal study, meditation, and communal rituals, which are fundamental aspects of daily life for monks. These rituals often involve chanting, musical performances, and the creation of intricate sand mandalas, symbolizing spiritual transformation. The process of crafting a mandala is meticulous and meditative, reflecting the impermanent nature of existence. Once completed, the mandala is ceremoniously dismantled, underscoring Buddhist beliefs in the transient quality of life. Tibetan monks also partake in recreational activities like sports and celebrate Buddhist festivals with enthusiasm. Central to their existence is the pursuit of personal enlightenment and compassion for all beings. As night falls, monks gather for evening prayers and meditation, reflecting on their day and preparing for rest. While some monasteries are secluded, others actively engage with local communities, providing education and spiritual guidance. Senior monks may embark on solitary retreats to deepen their spiritual insights. Respect for nature and environmental conservation are integral to monastic life, reflecting Buddhist principles. Ceremonies and rituals throughout the year, such as the Monlam Prayer Festival, further enrich the spiritual tapestry of Tibetan monasticism. The life of Tibetan female nuns. In contrast to common perceptions, sizable communities of female nuns, known as Anis, exist in Tibet, leading lives akin to male monks in devotion to Tibetan Buddhism. Residing primarily in nunneries, these women are deeply committed to spiritual growth and service to their communities. While their daily routines and spiritual practices resemble those of male monks, they inhabit smaller and more secluded spaces. Becoming a nun often arises from a desire for enlightenment and liberation from worldly suffering. Education holds significant importance in nunneries, with modern programs offering diverse subjects alongside traditional teachings. Like monks, nuns adhere to vows of celibacy, simplicity, and non-violence, embracing a lifestyle focused on spiritual enrichment rather than material possessions. Despite historical disparities in recognition and opportunities compared to male monks, efforts to promote gender equality and empower nuns are gaining traction within Tibetan Buddhism. Special devotion to Tara, a female bodhisattva representing compassion and protection, underscores the unique spiritual journey of Tibetan nuns. Sacred landmarks and cultural marvels. Tibet boasts some of the world's most breathtaking and culturally significant landmarks. Among them, the Potala Palace stands out as the epitome of Tibetan architecture and a revered symbol of Tibetan Buddhism. Situated majestically on Marpori Hill in the heart of Lhasa, this architectural wonder, initially constructed in the 7th century under King Songtsen Gampo, underwent significant expansion and served as the winter residence of the Dalai Lamas until the 14th Dalai Lama's exile in 1959. The Potala Palace's distinctive design, blending Tibetan, Indian, and Chinese architectural elements, sets it apart. Inside, a labyrinth of rooms and halls adorned with intricate murals, sacred relics, and the tombs of previous Dalai Lamas reflects Tibet's rich cultural heritage. This monumental structure, comprising the white and red palaces, soars over 13 stories high with more than 1,000 rooms. While the White Palace accommodated the Dalai Lama's living quarters, the Red Palace was dedicated to religious studies and prayer. The palace's walls are adorned with exquisite Thangka paintings and sculptures, narrating Tibet's history and spirituality. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Potala Palace holds profound significance for Tibetan Buddhists, who often partake in the spiritual practice of Kora, circumambulating the palace. Adjacent to this sacred edifice lies the Jokhang Temple, another cornerstone of Tibetan spirituality. Built during the same era as the Potala Palace by King Songtsen Gampo, the temple is revered as one of Tibetan Buddhism's holiest sites. Historically, the Jokhang Temple was constructed to house Buddha statues brought to Tibet as part of royal dowries. Over the centuries, it expanded into a complex of chapels, shrines, and prayer halls, blending Indian vihara, Tibetan, and Nepalese architectural styles. Its exterior, adorned with gilded rooftop statues and intricate wood carvings, captivates visitors. Inside, the temple enshrines the revered statue of Jowo Rinpoche, a focal point of religious festivals and rituals. Surrounding the sacred Jokhang Temple, Barkor Street pulsates with the vibrant energy of Tibetan life. More than just a thoroughfare, this ancient street forms an integral part of pilgrims' circumambulation route. Bustling with pilgrims, tourists, and locals, Barkor Street offers an array of Tibetan handicrafts, religious artifacts, and traditional delicacies, creating a microcosm of Tibetan society bustling with spiritual and cultural fervor. It is a paradise for those looking to immerse themselves in Tibetan culture and pick up souvenirs like Thangka paintings, prayer flags, and Tibetan jewelry. As you leave the bustling energy of Barkor Street, a short journey brings you to the serene and scholarly ambience of Sera Monastery. Located on the outskirts of Lhasa, this historic monastery is one of the great university monasteries of Tibet. A cornerstone of Tibetan Buddhism's intellectual tradition, Sera Monastery, founded in 1419 by Jamshen Choje of the Sakya school of Tibetan Buddhism, is renowned for its unique and dynamic practice of monastic debate. Visitors are often captivated by these lively debates, which usually occur in the monastery's debate courtyard in the afternoons. Monks gather in pairs, engaging in animated discussions marked by emphatic gestures and claps. Leaving behind the scholarly ambience of Sera Monastery, a journey towards a different facet of Tibetan culture brings you to Norbulinka, the former summer residence of the Dalai Lamas. Located in the western part of Lhasa Norbulinka, meaning Jewel Park in Tibetan, is a masterpiece of Tibetan art and architecture, set amidst an expanse of lush gardens and tranquil waterways. Constructed in the 18th century under the 7th Dalai Lama, Norbulinka served as a summer retreat for successive Dalai Lamas until 1959. The park covers an area of about 360,000 square meters, making it the largest man-made garden in Tibet. It houses several palaces and pavilions, each constructed during the tenure of different Dalai Lamas. and each reflecting the architectural style and artistic trends of their respective periods. The heart of Norbulinka is its beautiful and intricately designed gardens. For those seeking to immerse themselves in Tibetan culture and acquire souvenirs like Thangka paintings, prayer flags, and Tibetan jewelry, Barkor Street is truly a paradise. As you bid farewell to the bustling energy of Barkor Street, a brief journey leads you to the tranquil and scholarly atmosphere of Sera Monastery. Situated on the outskirts of Lhasa, this historic monastery stands as one of Tibet's great university monasteries. Founded in 1419 by Jamchen Choji of the Sakya school of Tibetan Buddhism, Sera Monastery is a cornerstone of Tibetan Buddhism's intellectual tradition. Renowned for its vibrant practice of monastic debate, visitors are often enthralled by the lively discussions that unfold in the monastery's debate courtyard during the afternoons. Monks engage in animated debates, characterized by emphatic gestures and claps, captivating all who witness these intellectual exchanges. Leaving behind the scholarly ambiance of Sera Monastery, a journey to another facet of Tibetan culture awaits at Norbulinka, the former summer residence of the Dalai Lamas. Nestled in the western part of Lhasa, Norbulinka, meaning Jewel Park in Tibetan, is a masterpiece of Tibetan art and architecture, surrounded by lush gardens and serene waterways. Constructed in the 18th century under the patronage of the 7th Dalai Lama, Norbulinka served as a summer retreat for successive Dalai Lamas until 1959. Spanning approximately 360,000 square meters, it stands as the largest man-made garden in Tibet. The park encompasses several palaces and pavilions, each constructed during the reign of different Dalai Lamas, reflecting the architectural styles and artistic trends of their respective periods. At the heart of Norbulinka lies its meticulously designed gardens, offering a serene oasis amidst the bustling cityscape. The gardens of Norbulinka represent a rare example of Tibetan landscaping artistry. Their tranquility and natural splendor have transformed Norbulinka into a cherished sanctuary within Lhasa. Among its notable structures is the Takten Migyur Phodrong, constructed by the 14th Dalai Lama, which stands out for its fusion of Tibetan, Chinese, and Western architectural elements, symbolizing the evolution of Tibetan culture. Adorned with murals depicting traditional Tibetan themes, Norbulinka not only showcases Tibetan architecture and horticulture, but also serves as a cultural hub, hosting events like the annual Shoton Festival, which attracts locals and tourists alike. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Norbulinka stands as a testament to the artistic achievements and religious devotion of the Tibetan people. Moving beyond Norbulinka, one encounters the Drepung Monastery, founded in 1416 by Jamyang Choge, a disciple of Tsongkhapa, the founder of the Gelug school of Tibetan Buddhism. The name Drepung, meaning rice heap in Tibetan, derives from the white monastic buildings that dot the hillside, resembling a heap of rice. The monastery, divided into several colleges focusing on various aspects of Buddhist philosophy and practice, exudes a vibrant academic and spiritual atmosphere. Its great assembly hall, adorned with intricate thangkas and statues, serves as a focal point for religious ceremonies, resonating with the chants and prayers of the monks. Renowned for its annual Shoton Festival, marked by the unveiling of a giant thangka painting, Drepung Monastery carries a profound sense of history and spirituality, evident as one walks through its hallowed halls. Perched atop a hill in the Yarlung Valley of Setang lies the Yumbu Lakhang Palace, one of Tibet's oldest and most mystical sites. Considered the first building in Tibet and the origin of Tibetan civilization, Yumbu Lakhang's unique architectural blend of fort and temple sets it apart. Overlooking the fertile Yarlung Valley, often regarded as the cradle of Tibetan civilization, the palace offers panoramic views and a serene ambience, drawing pilgrims and tourists alike. Its rich history, intertwined with the introduction of Buddhism to Tibet, adds to its allure as a spiritual and historical landmark. Despite undergoing renovations and restorations over the centuries, Yumbu Lakhang retains its sacred aura, inviting visitors on a pilgrimage to its spiritually enriching environment. Traveling southwest of Lhasa, nestled in the Nyangchu Valley, one encounters Gyantse, a historically significant city in Tibet. With its traditional Tibetan houses, cobbled streets, and vibrant local market, Gyantse resembles a living museum, offering a glimpse into Tibetan daily life. The Pelko Chod Monastery, also known as Palcho Monastery, stands as Gyansi's most prominent landmark. Unique for housing several different schools of Tibetan Buddhism, the monastery's main attraction is the Gyansi Kumbum, the largest stupa in Tibet. Adorned with statues and murals depicting Buddhist deities and stories, the Gyansi Kumbum stands as a testament to Tibetan artistry and serves as a significant pilgrimage site. This architectural marvel stands as a pinnacle of Tibetan artistry and holds profound significance as a pilgrimage destination. Overlooking the town is the formidable Gyansi Dzong, or Gyansi Fortress, a historic stronghold dating back to the 14th century, which played a crucial role in Tibetan defense, notably during the British invasion of Tibet in 1904. Exploring the fortress offers insights into Tibet's military history and rewards visitors with breathtaking panoramic views of the town and its surroundings. Just a short distance from Gyansi lies the serene Yamdrok Lake, one of Tibet's 3 sacred lakes renowned for its tranquil beauty and pristine waters. Known as Yamdrok Yumtso in Tibetan, the lake holds spiritual significance, believed to aid in the discovery of the reincarnated Dalai Lama. Similarly, Namtso, meaning heavenly lake in Tibetan, is revered in Tibetan Buddhism as the seat of Paramasukha Chakrasamvara. Situated in Tibet's northern region, Namtso captivates pilgrims and travelers with its azure waters and the majestic Nyenchen Tangla mountain range as a backdrop. Lastly, Manasarovar Lake, located in Tibet's far west near Mount Kailash, holds sacred importance in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon. As a site associated with Lord Shiva in Hinduism and Lake Anavatapta in Buddhism, Manasarovar is revered as a symbol of spiritual purity. These 3 holy lakes, steeped in natural beauty and spiritual significance, beckon pilgrims and travelers alike, offering an opportunity to connect with the mystical essence of Tibet. At Wangbur Mountain, another monastery of profound religious and historical significance awaits discovery. Ganden Monastery, established in 1409 by Tsongkhapa, the founder of the Gelugpa or Yellow Hat sect of Tibetan Buddhism, stands as one of Tibet's 3 great university monasteries, alongside Sera and Drepung. The name Ganden, meaning joyful, pays homage to Tushita, the heavenly realm of the Bodhisattva Maitreya. Quickly evolving into a renowned center for religious scholarship and practice, Ganden attracted intellectuals and devotees from across Tibet. Noteworthy is the monastery's unique layout, divided into 2 main colleges, Jiangxi and Shartsi, each specializing in distinct Buddhist philosophies and practices. Central to Ganden is the Serdong, housing the golden tomb of Tsongkhapa, a revered pilgrimage site. Despite enduring severe damage during the Cultural Revolution, Ganden remains a significant religious and educational institution. Samye Monastery holds a pivotal role in Tibetan Buddhist history as Tibet's first Buddhist monastery, founded in the 8th century in the Dranang Valley of Lhoka under the patronage of King Trisong Detsen. This milestone marked Buddhism's firm establishment in Tibet, thanks to the efforts of Indian masters Shantarakshita and Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche. Architecturally distinctive, Samye reflects Buddhist cosmology, with its central temple symbolizing Mount Meru, surrounded by structures representing continents and oceans. The monastery, adorned with ancient frescoes, served as a hub for translating vital Buddhist texts into Tibetan, shaping Tibetan Buddhism's rich tradition. Nestled amidst the awe-inspiring Himalayan landscape, Rongbuk Monastery claims the title of the world's highest monastery, perched at about 5,000 meters near the base of Mount Everest's north face in Tibet. Established in 1902 by Nyingma Lama, it belongs to the Nyingma sect and holds great spiritual significance, especially as Everest's neighbor, revered in Tibetan Buddhism. Despite its modest size, Rongbuk has been a crucial spiritual haven and meditation site for Tibetan Buddhists, offering solace to mountaineers embarking on Everest expeditions. The monastery's meditation caves and main temple, adorned with Sakyamuni Buddha statues and intricate wall paintings, enrich its spiritual allure. The Guga Kingdom, emerging in the 10th century and reaching its pinnacle in the 16th century, flourished as a notable civilization celebrated for its art, culture, and a distinctive blend of Tibetan Buddhism and indigenous Bon practices. Situated strategically along the ancient Silk Road, the kingdom thrived as a crucial trading nexus connecting India and Central Asia. Among the captivating remnants of the Guge Kingdom lies the Tsaparang Fortress, commanding attention atop a striking sandstone mesa, once serving as the seat of royal power, encompassing palaces, temples, and aristocratic residences. Within the fortress, visitors can explore the remains of the Red Temple, a significant religious edifice adorned with vibrant frescoes and clay sculptures, portraying Buddhist deities, historical narratives, and daily life scenes from the kingdom's zenith. Over time, the Guge Kingdom encountered a series of adversities, including invasions, political turmoil, and environmental shifts, leading to its decline by the 17th century and the abandonment of its once bustling cities. The precise reasons behind this decline remain a topic of historical inquiry. Given Tibet's high altitude, acclimatization is essential for visitors to mitigate the risk of altitude sickness. Challenges facing Tibet. Today, considering all the aspects discussed regarding Tibet, it's important to acknowledge the array of challenges that often go unnoticed behind the mystical facade portrayed in popular media. The reality of life in Tibet is markedly different from the spiritual haven commonly imagined, overshadowed by various socio-political and environmental issues. Among the most pressing concerns is the political situation, which has been contentious since China's takeover in 1951, resulting in significant cultural and religious repression. Tibetan Buddhism, central to Tibetan identity, has faced restrictions, with reported instances of monastery demolitions and forced removals, alongside curtailments of freedoms such as speech and assembly. The Dalai Lama's exile symbolizes the ongoing struggle for Tibetan autonomy. Environmental challenges add to Tibet's woes, with the region feeling the adverse impacts of climate change acutely, especially in the rapid recession of glaciers, crucial water sources for millions in Asia. These challenges are compounded by mining and infrastructure projects, threatening the fragile ecosystem. Traditional nomadic lifestyles are endangered by government policies promoting sedentarization, leading to cultural identity loss and social structure breakdown. The influx of Han Chinese into Tibet, encouraged by policies, has diluted Tibetan culture and heightened social tensions, marginalizing indigenous Tibetans. In terms of employment and business, Tibetans often face disadvantages compared to their Han counterparts. For Tibetans in exile, life is uncertain, with limited rights and a struggle to preserve their culture abroad. The education system prioritizes Mandarin over Tibetan, impacting cultural preservation. Mental health challenges loom large, exacerbated by political repression and social upheaval, compounded by limited access to mental health services. Addressing these challenges is vital for the well-being of Tibetans and the preservation of their heritage. International awareness and support can aid in human rights advocacy and environmental conservation. However, limited media access to Tibet complicates matters, hindering accurate understanding and effective strategies. In essence, Tibet's spiritual and natural richness is overshadowed by political, cultural, environmental, and social hurdles that necessitate concerted efforts from both Tibetans and the global community to uphold human rights, cultural diversity, and environmental stewardship.